Hi everyone, I hope you can hear me clearly and welcome back to the second part of our discussion. We are now in our lesson 2 and we will discuss the language of sets. I know that you are already, or some of you, most of you, are familiar with this one already because this topic is being discussed usually during your, I think, if I'm not mistaken, grade 7, meron na kayo nito, sets. Okay, so this is just a recall na lang. So it's part of your syllabus, so we have to tap this topic, no? Even though you are already knowledgeable about this one. Anyway, okay, let's start. Sana hindi na sabog yung audio. I changed my mic kasi. Sana okay na siya. All right, so let's have set. When we say set, it is a collection of well-defined objects. When we say well-defined, it is or you can see distinct elements. And when you say distinct, you can easily distinguish whether this element is a member of a particular set or not. Okay? So it is only well defined if you can easily distinguish or if you can easily decide whether this particular element can be a member of this set. And not just, so you will base this one, the decision will not base sa inyong perspective. So it should be true to all. It should be universally true or universally accepted. Okay, so for example, this one, a set of intelligent students. This one is considered to be a not well-defined set. Okay, so this one is a not well-defined set. Why? A set of intelligent students. So it is somehow subjective, no? Because para sa akin, ang intelligent student ay for example, ang intelligent student magaling sa art, sa music, tapos yung iba, ang meaning nila ng intelligent students, they perceive intelligent students as those with lots of medals or whatsoever. So iba-iba, no? Ang intelligent students sa akin ay hindi or maaaring hindi intelligent sa ibang tao. So, paano siya magiging well-defined? It will be well-defined if the statement will be like this. A set of students with grades from 90 and above. So yun po ang well-defined. Kasi pag ganun, madali nating ma-distinguish na, oh, ito na 90, sige, pasok siya sa set na to. 89, hindi siya pasok sa set na to. Okay? Just like the next example, a set of odd counting numbers from 1 to 10. So madali, para sa lahat ng tao, pare-parehas natin ang definition ng odd counting numbers and pare-parehas po ang bilang natin from 1 to 10. So, a set of odd counting numbers from 1 to 10. Ano tong mga elements na to? From 1 to 10, odd counting numbers. When you say odd counting numbers, ito yung mga 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Ayan. So, 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. So, kahit sinong tanungin mo, yun po ang magiging sagot. That is what they call a well-defined set. Okay, let us try these examples. So number 1, a set of English alphabet from A to E. So this one is a well-defined set. So ano itong mga elements na nandito sa set na ito? A, B, C, D, E. Diba? From is different from between, ha? We will delve into that later. So a collection of old people in a barrio. So this one is, it's not well defined. Why? Because old, the definition of old may be subjective. All right. It would be well defined if a collection of old people in a barrio based from the standards of PSA. For example, ganon, kasi parehas naman ang standards ng PSA. Or if you're gonna have a specific range of age. Okay po. Kasi maaaring ang old para sa akin ay 25 tapos yung sa iba 60, 'di ba? So it's not well defined. The collection of cities in the world. There are no specific like range here, but do you think this one is well defined or not? There's no specific range here, just like what we're having earlier. This one is a well-defined set. Why? Because you can easily distinguish the cities in the world. Yes po, marami, pero kayang i-distinguish at pare-parehas ang magiging sagot. Okay, so it is a well-defined set. How about this one? A collection of best TV programs. So when we say a collection of best TV programs, best is somehow subjective. So this one is not well-defined set. Okay, next one. A set of handsome and beautiful people in the Philippines. So this one too is, it's not a well-defined set. Maaaring ang handsome sa akin ay hindi pala handsome sa inyo. Ang beautiful sa akin ay hindi pala beautiful sa inyo. So, hindi pare-parehas ang magiging sagot ng mga tao kapag tinanong mo sila. This one is not a well-defined set. By the way, I hope that you are taking down notes right now. We only have 1 week before our midterms examination, and I hope that you're starting to review. You're starting to browse, and please, in this subject, do not just browse your notes. You practice every example that we had for you to be sure that you have the mastery of the concept. Okie dokes. All right, and I hope that you are in a conducive place right now and you have your pen and paper and you're listening carefully. Okay. All right, so let's go to the next slide. It says here a set is denoted with braces or brackets, but usually brackets, and labeled or named by a capital letter. So for example, let us have this one, a set of counting numbers from 1 to 5. How are we going to know, or how are we going to name it? So any letter in the English alphabet, but it should be capital. So this one is set A. Kung C yung nilagay nyo dyan, kayo bahala. Then it would be set C. Okay, set A. And then it is denoted with brackets. The elements are enclosed with brackets. Next one, a set of English alphabet between D and J. This is what I'm talking about earlier. So from is different from between. When we say from, kasama po si one. Kasama yung given first and last digits. But when we say between, di ba pag sinabing between, ano ba yung between? Nasa gitna. Di ba? So ito lang yon. Hindi kasama yung una at saka yung huli. So what it's gonna be? It's gonna be E, F, G, H, and I. Hindi po kasama si D and J. Tandaan po ha, difference between from and between. Okay, so how do we name this set? This one is named as set B. So E, F, G, H, and I. Kung masyado po kayong nababagalin sa aking pacing, then you can, again ha, i-ano nyo na lang po, times 2. I-times 2 nyo na lang po ang speed sa inyong video. Okay, so let's have a set of all even positive integers. Kasi sinabi all, no? Walang range na binigay. So you have to give all. But you don't have to write everything because we have here ellipses. Ellipses means and so on and so forth, or it and so it means that it will infinitely continue. So in this class, let us have if it's gonna be infinitely many, then I will require you to write the first five terms before you put the ellipsis po. Okay? First five terms before we put the ellipsis. So dito 2, 4, 6, 8, and then 10 bago kayo maglagay ng ellipsis. Okay? So this one is set C. Ayan. And then for our set D, kung mapapansin po ninyo, dalawa po ang ellipsis. Ma'am, pwede po pala sa unahan? Yes po. Depende po sa given na set. For example, here, a set of integers. When we say integers, positive, we're talking about positive and negative numbers, right? And positive numbers is continuing infinitely the same manner with negative values. So parehas po silang may ellipsis. By the way, if you have questions, just send me a message. Feel free to send me a message po, ha? Okay, so let's have the elements of a set now that we know how to name a set. So when we say elements of set, these are the members of the group, the ones that you can see inside the brackets. And it is denoted by epsilon, or this sign. This sign is called the epsilon. Epsilon, and it is read as is an element of. For example, this one, given that we have the set A, a set of vowels, a set of vowel letters from the English alphabet. Okay, so A here is the member of set A. So wag po kayo malilito, especially if yung elements ay letters din, no? So kapag capital letter, meaning ito po yung set natin, name ng set. So A is an element of set A, and B is not an element of set A. Kasi wala naman kayo nakikitang B sa loob ng bracket, eh, di ba? At hindi naman vowel si B, consonant si B. So it's not an element. So para lang yung equals and not equals, no? Pagka it's not an element of, edi lalagyan nyo po ng slash. Okay. Next one. So let us have the ways of describing a set. We will have three ways. So the first one is roster notation or the enumeration method. And when we enumerate, we just simply list down every element that is included. But element? Enumerate. Okay. So for example, this one, Tuesday and Thursday. Next one, verbal description method. So it describes a set in a word. So let us try to describe this one. So kung ang given po ay roster notation, how are you going to verbally describe it? So set V is a set of days. So what you're gonna do if roster notation is given and you're tasked to do the verbal description of it, you're gonna have to observe the commonalities between the elements. Ano po ba ang meron sa kanila? What is their common denominator? Okay, so set V is a set of days that begin with t. Hindi natin pwedeng sabihin is a set of days of the week. Hindi pwede yun. Kasi Tuesday and Thursday lang naman ang nakalagay, no? So you have to be specific as well. The set fee is a set of days that begin with T. And next one, number 3, set builder method. This one has a rule. Okay? So it sets a rule saan? Sets with a rule. So it sets a rule for each element. So it sets a rule for each element. Kaya po tayong merong ganito. And this one is read as x such that x. X such that x, meaning to say, ang x daw po natin, let x be our element. Because we don't know yet the element. So given po ito, x po is our element. X such that x is a day that begins with T. So ganun po ang set builder method. It always starts with x such that x. And as you can notice, is a quantifier, meaning to say we only write singular. Here po, set of days, plural. So tandaan nyo ha. We write verbal description in plural form. Here naman po, singular sa set builder method. If you're still confused, let us have some examples here. Describe the following using roster method or roster notation. What is roster notation again? We are going to enumerate or list down the elements in the rule. Okay, and set builder method, yung x such that x. Ano po ba ang 1, 2, and 3? So these are verbal description, no? It described the sets using verbal description method. So let us have number 1. G is a set of even integers greater than 8. So how are we going to do the roster method here? G. Susulat natin si G dito. And then is equal sign a set of even integers greater than 8. So where should we start? Sa 8 po ba? Hindi. Greater nga eh. Mas malaki sa 8. And even integers. Ano yung even? Even integers. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Diba? Ayan. So anong kasunod ni 8? Na even number. Anong kasunod ni 8 na even number? Hindi po 9 yun ha, kasi kailangan even. So ano ang kasunod ni 8 na even number? 10. What else? 12. 14. 16. 1, 2, 3, 4. 20. And so on and so forth. So this one continues infinitely, so we will put ellipsis. Okay? So that is a roster notation of this set. Now let us have the set builder. Set builder, so ganun din po, para ka lang gumagawa ng equation. But in this manner, we will put this x such that x is a set, is an, so you're going to describe what should be, what element it should be. So ano daw ba tong x na to? It should be an even integer that is greater than 8. So how are you going to construct it? X such that x is an even integer. Even integer, hindi po integers ha, integer lang. Singular lang po tayo. So, hindi nyo po ilalagay na x such that x are even integers because we're talking about just one element nga. Dapat yung isang element daw po doon, kada isang element daw po doon ay even integer. Yun po ang ibig sabihin ng x such that x. So, x such that x is an even integer greater than 8. Okay, let's have number 2. O is a set of counting numbers between 100 and 105. Please take note of the word between. So let's have the roster method first. O is equal to counting numbers. Where do we start when we count? 1. Okay, just a simple recall. So going back, O is a set of counting numbers between 100 and 105. Pag sinabi pong between, kasama po ba si 100? Hindi. Doon ka magsisimula pagtapos ni 100. 101, 102, 103, 104, and that's it. Hindi po isasala si 105. How about the set builder method? X such that X is a, ano daw po ang kailangan sa element? Is a counting number. It should be a counting number. Is there a limitation? Yes, there is. Between 100 and 105. Okay, next one. T is a set of primary colors. So how are we going to do, or how are we going to describe it using roster notation? T is equal to, what are the primary colors? There are only 3. Red, yellow, and it's not green, it's blue. Because yellow and blue produce green. How about our set builder method? X such that X is, our element should be what? It should be a, only singular, primary color. There you have it. So that is how we describe set. Questions? I hope none. And I hope you can grasp the concept. Anyway, okay, so let us continue with the terminologies of sets. Okay, let us first have cardinality and ordinality. By the way, pinagsama ko po sa isang slide yung somehow confusing for you because medyo they're tied together. They're somehow tied together. Okay, so cardinality first. When we say cardinality, number of elements in a set. Kung ilan yung nakikita mong members ng set. Kung ilan yung nakikita mo sa loob ng bracket. Okay? So for example, we have the set of even numbers less than 10. So it's gonna be 2, 4, 6, and 8. So yan po ang given. So ilan po ang cardinality niya? Tignan natin kung ilan yung nasa loob ng bracket. Pag sinabing cardinality, number of elements. Okay po, tandaan po yun ha. So, ilan po? Isa, dalawa, tatlo, apat. So, ang cardinality, this one is C. This one is supposed to be C. The cardinality of set C is 4. Because there are 4 elements inside the bracket. Okay? Next one, ordinality. From the word itself, order. Ordinality. Okay, so it has something to do with the position of the element in a set relative to other element in the set. So, kung pang ilan, okay, si cardinality, ilang elements. Ilang elements. Si ordinality, pang ilan yung element. Okay, position of elements in a set relative to other elements in the set. So for example, what is the ordinality of 4 in set C? The ordinality. Ano daw yung position? Pang ilan daw yung element relative to other elements here? Pang ngalawa. So the ordinality is 2. How about the ordinality of 2? What is the ordinality of 2 in set C? Pang ilan? Pang una. It is the first, it was the first element written there. Okay? How about what is the ordinality of 8 in set C? It is 4. It is the four. It is in the fourth position. My God, my English, I cannot. Because I'm recording again at 11 p.m. So I hope you can understand. All right, so let's have unit set and empty or null set. I hope we're clear with cardinality and ordinality, ha? Cardinality, ilang elements. Ordinality, pang ilan yung element. Okay, let's have unit set or empty set. When we say unit set, pag sinabing unit, ilan lang? Isa. Okay, so it is a set that contains only. It will not exceed. It will never exceed only one element. For example, let us have this set of whole numbers less than 10. When we say whole numbers, it starts at 0. So meaning to say, if it is less than 10, if it is less than 1, then our element will only be just 0. So yan po ang unit set. Isa lang yung element sa isang set. Only one. But 0, hindi natin siya pwedeng tawaging empty set. Okay, kahit 0 yung value niyan. Kahit 0 yan. Kasi ang empty set, wala talagang laman. Ganito po ang itsura ng empty set. Walang nakalagay sa loob. Pero pag may nakalagay may nakalagay diyan kahit 0 pa yan, unit set yan. Pag wala, empty nga eh, walang nakalagay. Empty set. Empty set ang tawag pag ganito yung pag ganito. Pero pag null, usually ang denotation ng null ganito po. Okay? So parehas po yan. Empty set or null set. So basically, when we say empty, it is a set with no any element. So for example, set of natural numbers less than 1. Natural numbers is known as counting numbers and it starts at 1. So there would be no other number less than 1. So it is an empty set. It's an empty set. Okay, next one. Equal and equivalent. Dito po medyo maraming nagkakamali. So I want you to pay attention. So equal set, it is usually denoted by this sign, yung equal sign. And equivalent set is denoted with this sign. When we say equal set, we are considering the face, itsura. Okay, itsura ng elements. When we say equivalent set, we are considering the cardinality. Ano nga po ulit yung cardinality? ilang elements ang meron sa isang set. Bilang ng mga elements na nasa loob ng isang set. Cardinality. Okay, so when we say equal set, dapat magkakamukha. Okay, ang equal set po, it two sets are considered equal if they have identical elements. Pag sinabing identical elements, magkakamukha. Kung anong meron sa set A, dapat meron din sa set B. At walang labis, walang kulang. Eksaktong, identical. Okay? So for example, this one. 1, meron ang set A ay merong 1, so dapat si set B meron ding 1. But order does not matter here, ha? Order does not matter here. So, ang sinasabi lang, kung anong meron sa A, dapat meron din sa B, walang labis, walang kulang. Okay, 2 meron din. Ito po, 3 and 4. Pagka po itong B ay nagkaroon ng 5, hindi na po sila equal set. Kasi wala naman pong 5 sa set A. Nagigets po ba? Okay. So let's have equivalent set. Again, it considers the cardinality. So so let's have this one. Sets having the same number of elements. So even if they have different, what do you call that? Attributes? Hindi. Pag magkaiba sila ng mukha, ayan. Basta pareha sila ng bilang, may 4 na elements dito, may 4 na elements din dito, then we can say that they are equivalent. But can we say that this one, they are equal? No, because wala namang 1 dito sa B. But they are equivalent. Okay, so let's have this one. The set A 1, 2, 3, 4, set B 3, 4, 2, 1. Are they equivalent? Are they equivalent set? Yes, of course. Because may 4 dito, may 4 din dito. So what can you infer about the relationship? Equal sets are always equivalent, but not the other way around. But not vice versa. Okay? Equivalent set is not always. Equivalent sets are not always equal sets. Kasi tulad nito, di ba? Although yes, they are equivalent, they have the same cardinality, but they're not identical. The elements are not identical with each other. Okay, so again, equal sets are always equivalent, but not the other way around. All right, so let's have this one. Let us identify whether each statement is true or false. TOP, POT, even though the positions of the elements interchanged, they are still equal because every element in the first set has its own twin sa ating second set. So this one is true. How about if I turned it to TOP and then POT and then I change it into equivalent sign. This one is still true. Because pag sinabi po natin equivalence, we're talking about the cardinality. And they have 3 elements here, the same as POT. Okay, let's have number 2. ALON, equivalent po ba ito? True or false? This one is true. Ang tanong ko sa inyo, why true? They have 4 elements. Both have 4 elements. Other question, follow-up question. Can we say that these sets are equal? Yes. Okay. So yes, this one is equal. Next, number three, solid liquid gas is equivalent to red, white, and blue. This one is true. Equivalence has something to do with cardinality. They both have three elements, so they are equivalent. But can we say that this one is equal? Are they equal sets? They're not equal. Why? Because the elements are not identical. Okay. This one also equal. Ito, hindi equal. Next one, universal set and subset. So when we say universal set, universe. Sa universe, merong Earth, andun yung sun, diba? So universal set, it is a set that has all the elements being considered in a problem, and it is denoted by this symbol. Para siyang U. Okay? And a subset. Oh no, the dogs. All right, so when we say subset, di ba pag sub, it was narrowed down already. So set A is a subset of set B if every element of A is an element of B. So for example, let us have, you disregard this one, okay? You disregard that. Let's have another example. So our universal set is one, two, set of counting numbers. And then we have let's have two subsets here. Two subsets. One, two, and then one. Off to ha, off. So we can say, so this one is the universal set. Yung pinanggalingan nung ibang mga ginawang sets. Okay? All the elements being considered in a problem. Yung pinanggalingan ng lahat ng elements dito sa mga nagawang set from the universal set. Pag sinabi naman pong subset, for ito na yon. So A is a subset of B. So we can say that A is a subset of set B. Why? Because yung mga elements po ni A ay meron po sa set B. Hindi po natin pwedeng sabihin na subset ni B, ang B ay subset ni A. Hindi po pwedeng ganun kasi di hamak naman po that B is is a larger set than A. Eh di ba pag subset mas maliit? So A is a subset of B, not the other way around. Because we have another term for that, and we will have that later. Okay? So let's delve into subsets here. So again, set A is a subset of set B if every element of A is an element of B. Tandaan ha, pag subset, mas maliit. And it is denoted by this symbol. Oh, and it is read as A. A is a subset of B. Set A is a subset of set B. And you must consider when writing down or listing down the subsets, you must consider these two. You must remember that every set is a subset of itself, and an empty set is a subset of every set. For example, let us have this one. So this one is number 1, this one is number 2. So set A, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, and 10. Isulat nyo agad itong two considerations natin, okay? So every set is a subset of itself. And then an empty set is a subset of every set. So isulat niyo po siya. So ang mga subsets niya ay 7, 8, 10, and then yung empty set. But, yan lang po ba? Hindi po. Marami po yan. And for us to consider the number of subsets, we have to remember this one. 2 raised to n is equal to the number of subsets, where n is the cardinality. Kung ilan yung bilang ng elements sa loob, sa loob ng bracket. So let us find this one. So number 1, bilangin po natin yung cardinality muna. What is the cardinality of set A? We have 7, 8, 10. Ilan? Isa, dalawa, tatlo. So cardinality is 3. Therefore, the number of subsets ay 2 raised to 3. And it is equal to, pag 2 cube, di ba? Pag 2 raised to 3, ibig sabihin, imumultiply mo ng tatlong beses yung base. 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 2, 8. So, dapat daw magkakaroon ka ng 8 subsets. Kung meron na tayong dalawa dito, so konti na lang yung kulang natin. No? At kapag ganyan, magsimula kayo sa subset with one element, which are 7, 8, 10. And then subset with 2 elements. Ano po yun? 7, 8, and then 7, 7, 8, and then 7, 10. Dapat masulat po lahat ha. And then 8 and 10. Hindi po pwedeng 10, 7, okay? Kasi meron na tayong 7, 10. So, considered na yun. Okay? Next one. So, with 3 elements, eto na po yun. Yung with 3 elements, yun din po yung, eto, every set is a subset of itself. Bilangin po natin kung 8 na siya. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, these are the subsets of set A. Let's have number 2. What is the subset of this one? So 2 raised to n, our cardinality is none, so 0. 2 raised to 0. It's not 0, okay? 2 raised to 0, a number, always remember, a number raised to 0 is not 0. It is 1. Okay? So ilang subset? Isa lang. At ano yun? Yung sarili niya. So ito yun. Because yung sarili niya is at the same time an empty set as well. So, yun lang din yun, yung subset niya, empty set. Okie dokes? Let's find another, paano ba? Let's try to have. Where's the whiteboard here? So, new share. Okay. So for example, set A, B, C, D, E. A is a set of English alphabet from A to E. And then how are you going to do it in set builder form? A is equal to X such that X is an English alphabet from A to E. Okay, so let's try to find the subsets. We must know first the cardinality of A. The cardinality of A, ilang elements nga? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the cardinality of A is 5. Now we can proceed to the number of subsets. Pasensya na sa handwriting ha. Number of subsets, we have 2. 2 is a constant here. Ang magbabago lang po yung i-raise, yung exponent, and 5. Okay. So, how it's gonna be, how it is gonna be 2 times 2, 5 beses. 4, 5. Okay. 2 times 2 is equal to 4. And then 4 times 2, pangatlo ng 2 yun, 8. And then 8 times 2, pang-apat na 2, 16. And then 16 times 2, pang-limang 2, is equal to 32. So, dapat may isusulat kayo na 32 na subsets. So, try nyo nga. O, una, para hindi maguluhan. Ganito po magsulat ha. Subset with one element. A, B, C, D, E. And then subsets with two elements. A, B, hindi kayo mag-BB agad. Distribute nyo muna lahat C, A, C, A, D, A, E. Next. Ay, hindi pa. Wait lang, hindi pa tayo magsi-3. Ay, nabura lahat. Ba't naman nabura lahat? Okay, so one. Sa B naman tayo. Hindi na po pwedeng BA kasi meron ng AB. So, BC, BD, wala pa namang BG, BE. Next po. Sa C naman, hindi pwedeng CA, hindi pwedeng CB kasi meron ng BC. So, C and D. And then C and E. Next po, sa D naman. May D and E na po ba? Wala pa. So, D and E. So, ayan. Next po, subsets with three elements. A, B, C. A, B, D. A, B, E. So, ganun po ang gagawin, ha? Kayo na lang ang magtuloy. And then, bibilangin niyo po if 32 na siya. So, that's why, because kanina, no, easy lang yung pagkuha. But what if we have 5 elements na? Or if the cardinality is 5. So, para po tayo ay may order, so it can be systematized, dapat po alam natin yung number of subsets para sure tayo na wala tayong nakakaligtaan. Tama? Tama. Okay, balik tayo sa ating PPT. Alright, so ito na yung sinasabi ko kanina. A subset is different from a superset. And when we say subset, it means, as I've said earlier, smaller. So a subset is a smaller set contained within a larger one. And then a superset, super meaning to say it is larger or it is above something. So a superset is a larger set that includes a smaller one. Okay, subset, smaller set in a larger one. Superset, larger set that includes smaller set. Okay, ito si superset contained in a larger one. And then, ito si subset contained in a superset. Ito si subset. And then when we say superset, it is the larger circle that contains the subsets, smaller circles. Okay. So if we have the universal set with x such that x is a color of a rainbow, if you have this one, how are you going to identify the subsets of it? Of course, you have to convert it to roster notation, or you have to enumerate everything. So color of a rainbow, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. It's for you to be to easily visualize how many elements do we have. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 6, 7 colors. And we have sets C and D. Red, blue, green, yellow, red, blue. Kapag po nauna nating isulat si D, eto po, pag nauna nating isulat ang maliit, ibig sabihin, ang D ay subset ng mas malaki. So D is a subset of C. Yung mas maliit ay subset daw nung mas malaki. Pag ganito naman po, ang una niyong sinulat ay C. Kapag nagkabaliktad ng sulat yan, ang sulat ay C, ibig sabihin mas malaki, ang tawag sa kanya ay superset. At kapag superset po, pag ganito po ang sulat, pabaliktad. Kapag subset, ang opening niya po ay to the right. Kapag ang superset, ang opening niya po ay to the left. Okay? So, C is a superset of D. Kasi mas malaki si C kay D. At kapag superset, larger. Kapag subset, smaller. Okay? So, your reference is kung ano yung unang isinulat. Okay. All right. So, let's proceed with, I think this one is the last topic under sets, operation on sets. So union of sets. Let's have the first one, union of sets. So when we say union, uniting, ibig sabihin, we are including everything from both of the groups. So A union B, it is denoted by this symbol, but it is somehow wider. It is wider than the universal set. Okay, it is wider than the universal set. So A union B, and ang clue dito is or. Okay? Ang union, or yan, A or B. Pero pag intersection, and yan. A and B. Okay? So pag sinabing union, all elements found in A or B. Pag or, ibig sabihin, both A and B. Okay? All. Include all elements from A at saka ni B. So if A has elements 1, 2, 3, and B has these elements 1, 2, 4, 5, then if we combine it, if we find the A union B, then it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hindi po natin uulitin. Porket may 1 dito, hindi porket pagsasamahin ang A at B ay uulitin na natin yung mga values. Elements are not repeated in a set, but order does not matter. So kahit pa ang nauna yung sinulat ay 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, it's gonna be fine. But pero pag may nadobling 1 dyan, mali po yun, okay? Elements are not repeated in a set, but order does not matter. Order does not matter. Last union, pinagsasama ang dalawa. Pag intersection naman, intersection, what is the point of intersection? Saan sila nagkatagpo? Kapag nagkatagpo, ibig sabihin, there is a commonality, there is a similarity. By the way, we're using Venn diagram, okay? This one is called as Venn diagram. Are you familiar with Venn diagram? Who invented Venn diagram? If I'm not mistaken, it was invented by John Venn. Yeah, it is invented by John Venn. And what is this one? It is a pictorial representation, so you could easily visualize the relationship between and among the sets. Okay, so it was invented by John Venn to help us illustrate the inclusion, what is included and what is excluded between sets. So these circles, he called it Eulerian sets. I don't know if I am pronouncing it right because some says that this one is pronounced as Euler. Eulerian circles. Ito daw mga circles na to. Eulerian circles or Eulerian circles. Basta ganyan yung spelling. Okay na yan. Okay. All right. So going back sa intersection of sets, similar. What is similar? So ang denotation naman niya, ang symbol naman niya, kabaliktaran ni union. So kung si union, pagsasamahin mo yung dalawang set, si intersection naman, hahanapin mo lang kung saan sila nagkakaparehas. So all common elements in A, and it's not or anymore, it's and. Okay? So common, tsaka and then this sign as well. So if we have 1, 2, 3 in set A and 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 4, 5 in set B, then the intersection of set A and B ay anong common sa kanila? Anong merong elements anong parehas na elements ang meron sa A at sa B? Si 1 ba meron din sa B? Yes. Si 2 ba meron din sa B? Yes. How about si 3? Wala. Si 4 ba meron sa A? Wala. Si 5 meron sa A? Wala. So, ano lang ang common sa kanila? 1 and 2. So, this one is the answer. So, again, pag union or pinagsasama, parehas. Pag intersection, and yung nandito lang sa gitna. Di ba when you do Venn diagram, ang sinusulat dito sa A and B, yung difference, and then dito sa gitna nila, sa intersection, yung similarity. Ma'am, ano po tong U na to? So this box, it represents the universal set, and then these circles represents the subsets. Okay, next operation. Difference of sets. So A, pag difference, di ba nagma-minus? A minus B. So what is this? All elements found in one set but not in another. So pag sinabi nating A minus B, what are the elements that you can find? Elements that you can find in A but not in B. So, ganun po. Ano daw po yung mga elements na makikita mo sa A pero wala si B. So, hindi kasama itong gitna kasi similar. Meron si A at si B. So, ito lang po, yung difference nila. Yung nasa labas lang po nito. And then, so let's have this one. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 4, 5 in set B. Ano po daw ang meron si A na wala si B? So ito lang naman po, 'di ba? Kasi ang 1 and 2 ay intersection nila. So the only difference ay number 3. Hindi po natin pwedeng isama si 4 and 5. Okay? How about if this one is asked? B minus A. What does it imply? Elements, you're gonna find those elements found in B but not in A. So, ganun po lagi, ha? Elements found in this one but not found in the second one. So, B minus A. Ano naman daw ang mga elements na meron sa B pero wala sa A? So, 4 and 5. So, that's how it goes. That is difference of sets. Next one, complement of a set. So it is sometimes called as a prime or a complement. Pag po sinabi yung a prime, then you have to denote it using apostrophe. When you say a complement, you have to denote it using a raised to c. Okay? Ano po pag sinabing complement? These are all elements in the universal set. We're not considering a specific set, but we are considering every set in the universal set. Okay? All elements in the universal set that we cannot find in set A. So ano yun? Yung labas lang ng set A. A prime. A complement. Okay? So if we have the universal set 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, so the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, then, and we have set A with elements 4, 6, 8, ano yung A prime? Yung A prime daw po ay yung mga elements na nasa universal set pero wala kay set A. So, ano yun? So, 4 meron dito. 6, tanggalin natin yan kasi meron sa A. Tapos si 8 meron din sa A. So, tanggalin natin sa universal set. Hindi to kasama dapat. Kasi wala naman 12 dito. So, our answer would be 2 and 10. Okay. This one in the Venn diagram, this one is the pictorial representation of A prime. So, elements found in the universal set, dahil sa universal set siya, dito siya sa labas. Pag hindi kasama, edi hindi siya shadean. 'Di ba? Ang may shade lang ay yung kasama. So, ganyan po. Okay, let's try to do shading. Kasi yung mga ganitong numbers, madali lang naman eh, di ba? But how about using Venn diagram? How are you gonna describe the operations or how are you gonna do the operations on set? Medyo malaki. Anyway. Okay. If you're looking for just A, then you're gonna shade this part. All of the A's, including this one. Kasi A pa rin naman yan eh. 'Di ba? Tama po. How about B? Pag B. Pag B naman, edi everything here. How about A union B, yung pinagsama? Alam na natin yan. A intersection B, yung gitna. A prime, pag ganito, di ba? If this one is A and if this one is B, kasi kanina yung A prime natin, isa lang, di ba? So madali lang. Yung labas lang nung A. But how about this one? A prime. Pag dalawa yung subsets na meron na nakadrawing, paano mo isi-shade ang A prime? Pag sinabi pong A prime, all elements in the universal set not found in set A. So ano yan? Itong nasa labas ni A at itong portion ni B na walang kahalong A. So basically, yung circle lang ni A ang matitira. Buong circle ni A ang matitira. Okay? Hindi natin pwede isama tong portion ni B na to because it has A pa rin. So A prime. Next. How about B prime? E di kabaliktaran naman, mula dito ang shade. So lahat ng B dapat walang kulay and then shadean yung paligid ni B. So that is B prime. Okay? Next, how about this one? Complement of A union B or A union B prime. So para lang po yung PEMDAS, uunahin yung imagine yung A union B. So let's try to imagine. So pag A union B, ganito daw. Ito yan, dalawang yan. A prime, ibig sabihin magbabaliktad. Lahat ng nasa universal set, puwera ang union ni A at B. So ano yun? Ito pong nasa labas nito. Hindi po natin isi-shade yung dalawang bilog kasi union yan eh. Tas prime. Okay? How about A intersection of B prime? Unahin muna natin si intersection. Ano ba yung intersection? Ito yung intersection, di ba? E prime, magkakabaliktad, no? So, lahat daw ng nasa universal set, puwera ang intersection. So, lahat isi-shade mo, puwera itong side na to kasi ito yung intersection. So, puwera itong gitna, isi-shade mo lahat ng nasa universal set. Okay? Puwera itong gitna. Next, how about A prime intersection of B? A prime muna. Ano ba ang A prime? If this one is A and if this one is B. A prime, lahat pwera sa bilog ng A. Tapos, intersection daw ni B. Ano ba ang... So, drawing natin dito. A prime to, ha? Ang A prime ay ganito. Intersection ni B. Ano daw ang common sa A prime at sa B? Ano daw common sa A prime at sa B? Eh di, itong na-shade na part na to. So, ang final answer po natin ay ito lang po. So, ano daw common sa A prime at sa B? So, ito po. This one is the answer. Okay? If you have questions, send me a message. How about A intersection of B prime? Eh di baliktad naman po kapag ka A di it's gonna be ganito lang. Ayan. So, ayan pong A intersection of B prime. How about A prime intersection of B prime? So yung A prime niya, buong ganto, and then intersection of B prime, buong ganto din, puwera si A. Ang mangyayari niyan, yung labas lang yung masishadean. Kasi yun yung common sa kanila. Ito lang yung common, yung labas. Ito lang yung common sa A prime at saka sa B prime. Now, I don't want you to copy, especially these shadings of Venn diagram. Instead, just write the given and then do it on your own so that you can practice. Okay? So again, don't copy everything. I don't want you to copy everything. I want you to watch first, and then when you're copying, you write the given only and then try to do it on your own. And then just look na lang here sa video if you did it correctly. Okay, so that's it for our chapter 2. Thank you so much for lending your ears with me. I hope you learned something. And please finish all your tasks before another week starts. Thank you so much, and bye.